Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a happy Tuesday and enjoying life out there. What up, Knicks fans? We got a bunch to talk about in today's show. The Obi Toppin trade rumors have officially been set on fire as articles from the New York Daily News and I believe the New York Post, whoever had that damn paywall, whatever site that was stupid. But we're going to talk about those Obi Toppin rumors. We'll also talk a little bit about Zach LaVine. Sounds like the Bulls are not taking calls on Zach LaVine, but actually calling people on Zach LaVine, which tells me if I'm the Knicks and I get a call from Chicago and it's the Bulls, I'm not nearly giving up the same package that I would if I called them, whereas they called me, because you're pretty desperate if you're calling us. So we'll talk about Zach LaVine. Also, Ian Begley in a mailbag on SNY. He talked about the idea of actually trading Julius Randle and keeping RJ Barrett, which has really been a little bit different than everything we've been hearing. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about Bill Simmons saying that the Knicks are kind of a dark horse for the Damian Lillard sweepstakes. We got a bunch to talk about. An absolutely loaded show on tap for all of the real ones. And speaking of the real ones, where are you at? If you're a real one, you bleed orange and blue, you love the New York Knicks, you're a ride or die fan, and you rock with New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports, I need you to type real one down in the comments section right now, and we'll give you a shout out here on today's show. We're gonna give a couple of minutes for some people to tune in as we welcome producer Seeps in the building. What's up, man?
What's good, Marsh? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good because I think we're getting closer and closer to the day that Zach LaVine is a Knick.
Yeah, honestly, if I had to put my money on it, Vegas anywhere, I would probably agree. Probably the Knicks, I think.
What other destination could it be? I thought maybe the Heat, but I feel like they're more in the Dame sweepstakes.
Yeah, Miami. I mean, I've been hoping Portland you could get the third overall pick, but Portland, I feel like there's a report where it's like, oh, they're moving off Dame for sure. Then there's another one where it's like, no, like Dame wants to stay there. Like
Dame and this loyalty thing is pissing me off, dude.
I agree. It is starting to drive me crazy.
It's like, oh, I want to stay here, but only if we're really good. And I don't want to go anywhere where they're already too good because I want to be looked at as the hero and not as a guy that joined a super team. Like, bro, who gives a shit?
Yes.
Get out of Portland. You're wasting your NBA talent and your career on a franchise that's not loyal to you because if the Blazers were loyal to Dame Lillard, they wouldn't have had nobody playing around him for the last couple of years. I'm sick of the Damian Lillard shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just either demand. I mean, you got your mouthpiece and Chris Haynes. Like, just send him a tweet. Like, just say, hey, he demands a trade. Like,
it's ridiculous. I honestly, if I had to bet, I don't know what I would choose. Does Dame get traded or does Dame not get traded? Because I don't know.
I still say no. I think he's going to finish career.
And then the last-ditch effort today, the Blazers trying to trade for Bam Adebayo. Like, get out of here.
Smoke. That was such smoke.
Get out of here with, you frickin' jabroni. We got a whole bunch of real ones in the chat. Shout out to Evan, Jimmy Smith, Keith Edwards, Jason Mendo, Diverse. He says, hey, man, I respect the hell out of Dame. I do respect Dame. Yeah. And that's why this is upsetting me so much because this phony act he's putting up where, like, he's trying to put himself in a spot where he is scrutiny-free, and that's just not possible unless you want to continue to be on the Portland Trail Blazers, which right now is a bottom feeder in the NBA. Like, they're not a good organization.
Nobody would hold it against him if he was like, I want out of Portland. Like, he spent his whole almost 10-plus years of his career there.
I think he's the franchise's leading scorer of all time. Like, no one's going to be mad at Damian Lillard for not wanting to be on a team that picked third in the NBA draft this year.
Exactly.
Shout out to Keith Edwards, my man Fabian Williams. Maya's World says real one all day, every day, all day long. And also, what up, Seeps and Marsh? What up, what up? Daniels in the chat says Knicks fans want all these players. They not getting anyone. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about where the Knicks are right now. What up, OG? Ahmed is in the building. We got a whole bunch of real ones tapping in for today's show. Speaking of that guy that just said the Knicks aren't going to trade for anyone, I want to ask you guys, is there someone in specific that you want to see Leon Rose and the New York Knicks trade for? We've talked about, if you literally have had any trade rumors of any sort surrounding you at this point in the offseason, we've talked about them. And if the Knicks could trade for him. We've talked about Zach LaVine. We talked about Bradley Beal. We've talked about Jaylen Brown. We've talked about Kristaps Porzingis, Kyle Kuzma, Miles Turner, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam. We have talked about literally everyone. So I want to hear from you guys right now. Is there a player you want the Knicks to trade for? Evan says Zach LaVine. Evan is also saying Jaylen Brown. Jimmy says gimme LaVine. Jimmy says Jaylen Brown. Daniel says Russell Westbrook. Justin Williams says Miles Turner. Trump Poop says real one. What's up, 45? Daniel says real one. Seeps, if you had to guess who the Knicks are going to trade for, who would it be?
It's still LaVine. Like
I think it is too.
That's what my gut's telling me. Because also the report came out of the Bulls want like one young piece and multiple picks and a salary filler. Well, that's R.J. Barrett, Derrick Rose, and whatever picks the Knicks want to give up or whatever they end up kind of finding that middle ground with. So.
Yeah. OG says Zach seems like the realistic option. I've seen a lot of Zach LaVines, and I'm going to take credit for that because these same people that said they want Zach LaVine right now are the same people 2 weeks ago that said he sucks, injury prone.
I remember being on Knicks, everybody was saying, no, keep LaVine in Chicago. We don't want him.
Yeah, he's injury prone. Yeah, thing is he's played in 85% of ball games for the last 5 seasons.
All right, besides LaVine.
Besides LaVine, I don't know if they make a trade.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd say Cat, but I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen, and I don't want it to happen. So we really haven't talked about it too much on the channel. We've done a couple videos on good old Carl Anthony, but what about a sneaky option in Zion Williamson?
Zion
to the Garden, maybe on Thursday they trade for Zion. It's Julius, 3 unprotected, quickly. I don't think that's totally unrealistic. I mean, Bill Simmons said he heard from a reliable source that he believes Zion is going to be gone by Thursday.
Yeah.
Then The Athletic came out today and said he's not getting traded. So pick a side. Do you think he's getting traded or not? I don't know. Is it OG Anunoby? Is it Pascal Siakam? There's a whole bunch of players I think the Knicks could trade for. I don't know who it is going to be. I do know this, though, Seeps. If the Knicks trade for someone, either or and Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, and Obi Toppin are going to be involved in that deal. So I want to ask all the real ones watching right now, if you could only pick one of these guys to keep in a trade, meaning if a trade went down, would you rather Emmanuel Quickly still be a Knick, Quentin Grimes still be a Knick, or Obi Toppin still be a Knick?
Yeah.
Who would it be? So I tweeted this out yesterday. I said, if you could only keep Emmanuel Quickly or Quentin Grimes, which one it would be? It was honestly 50-50. There was like 300 people that responded to the tweet, and it was about 50-50. For me, I'll let you go first, Seeps. If you're the Knicks, which one of these guys would you keep in a trade?
For the Knicks, probably Grimes. I think Quickly probably is a better overall player than Grimes right now. But I think Grimes, if you're going to go bring in a superstar, you need kind of those connecting and connector pieces offensively, and obviously he is a great defender. And I think Grimes is more of like that than Emmanuel Quickly, who may be a better player, like talent-wise right now.
Yeah, I think if I had to power rank who are the best players in this, it would be Quickly, Grimes, Toppin.
Yeah.
But people that I would want to keep, and I agree with you, it is Quentin Grimes for me. And I could make a great argument for Emmanuel Quickly as well. But I think when you boil it down to who are the New York Knicks, and right now, they're Jalen Brunson's team. He's not going anywhere. And Emmanuel Quickly, unfortunately, is a backup point guard. Whereas Quentin Grimes could be a starter next to Jalen Brunson in that backcourt.
Yeah.
I thought you made a great point. I think Quickly right now is a better player. I mean, what was he? Second sixth man of the year. He was averaging 20-plus points as a starter. I just think the catch and shoot, the defense, the high basketball IQ, and honestly, the fact, Seeps, last summer, they pretty much said he was untouchable.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. If I want to play devil's advocate with this, though, Marsh, we did see when Emmanuel Quickly got hurt in that Heat series, the lack of a secondary ball handler for the Knicks, especially coming off the bench. If they were to move off Quickly, I would hope they would bring in somebody, whoever it may be, to kind of be a secondary ball handler for the Knicks bench unit, or obviously when Jalen Brunson has to come out of the game.
Yeah, and that is 100% true. The Knicks really struggled whether Brunson was off the court, someone to control the offense, create for others, create for themselves, which was crazy because that's why the Knicks were so good in the second half of the regular season, was because Emmanuel quickly took that job.
Maybe a little Alec Burks comes back for the mid-level exception.
I'm only signing Alec Burks if Tom Thibodeau signs a contract and says, I will not play him at point guard. I cannot watch Alec Burks play point guard anymore.
Backup point guard.
He's a good player. He's just not a point guard. I honestly think, though, if the Knicks make a trade for a star, Emmanuel quickly is in that deal.
Yeah.
People will now take that and say, Marshall, why do you hate Emmanuel quickly? Why are you always trying to trade him? I'm not. I'm just saying. If you've been paying attention, the Knicks have been building up assets to trade for a star, and I believe other teams want Emmanuel quickly, and I believe the Knicks right now hold Quentin Grimes in a higher light than that. Let's shift from role players to the face of the organization, because we're going to break down a report. I don't want to call it a report. I think that's a little too strong of a term. Ian Begley wrote in a mailbag that he believes R.J. Barrett's playoff performance may have put him in a light where the Knicks may trade Julius Randle over him and keep R.J. Barrett. So I want to ask you, if you could only trade or pick one of these guys to trade, if you were the Knicks and you had to trade one of these two guys, because I think Seeps would agree with me here, I don't think either of these guys, I don't think the duo works.
No.
I don't think the duo works long term. I think for the Knicks to get to where they want to be in the NBA, one of these guys have to be off the roster. So pick one of these guys to trade. I want to hear from you guys down below.
See, the thing is like, if I'm taking at face value, I would rather move off Randle and develop around RJ. But if you're considering you're probably getting a whole lot more for RJ than you are for Randle, I mean, maybe you disagree, but I don't pick one to trade.
I think RJ's trade value is a bit higher across the league, considering he's 23 years old and he's on a pretty cheap contract of $25 million. But I think if you had to have one of these guys be your third option on a team, let's say you get, if you're trading one of these guys, it's to upgrade. And that would move one of these guys from your second option to your third option, right? Obviously, Jalen Brunson remains your number one. I think Julius Randle fits better next to talent than RJ Barrett does.
Let's just take Levine, for example.
If I trade for Levine, I don't want RJ on this team because I think if you have a backcourt of Levine and Brunson, you need that small forward to be a knockdown shooter and a great defender. And I think RJ is a good player, and I think he's going to have a long career. Last summer, I was really in love with him. I thought he took a step back a little bit this year. Looked good in the playoffs, no doubt about it. I don't have any bad feelings about RJ. I'm just trying to think of a long-term team-building process here. And let's say you trade for Levine. You have Brunson and Levine at your 1 and 2. Your small forward has to be a great defender.
100%. He's got to be, I love the word. I've been hearing it a lot, connector piece, that connecting piece offensively. And also, in terms of keeping these two, front court scoring, if you would move off Randle, who is scoring at the 4 and the 5 spot for the Knicks? That would be a huge drop-off from where they were obviously last year.
I think RJ Barrett is probably more likely to be traded considering the Knicks were already offering him in deals last summer for Donovan Mitchell. We'll talk more about Mitchell and no, we're not talking Mitchell today. We'll talk Julius and RJ Barrett coming up. But
this is personal.
This is personal for me. My guy Chase Sr. started up a live show on Philadelphia 76ers Now. Their first episode was last week, and when he got off the live show, he was like, "Yo, Marsh, did you see that?" And I was like, "See what?" And he's like, "We got $225 in super chats." And I was like, "Oh, nice, man. Good show. Good show." And he's like, "I bet the Knicks Now crew can't match that on Monday." So Chase Sr. has put out a threat.
Declared war.
Yeah, declared war. I hate the Sixers.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose to Chase Sr. So we're in a super chat battle. And if we beat Philadelphia 76ers Now, once we get to $226 in super chats, I'm going to do a beer shot fund. Maybe we make it a race between my guy Seeps and I. We do have a full Super Chat menu. The goal is to beat Sixers now. Every Super Chat, we're popping it up on screen. We'll give you a shout out. We'll talk about whatever question, because you can insert a comment in your Super Chat as well. Every $10 Super Chat, we got some tequila shots that we'll take. If we get a $50 Super Chat, we'll do a beer shot fun race. $100 Super Chat, you end up making our Knicks Now board, our Hall of Fame here on the channel. Maybe we auction this off during NBA free agency. And if we get to $500 in Super Chats today, I'm doing a boot. I'm doing a beer boot. I'm ready to party, ready to have some fun. The NBA offseason is here.
As March, this is fitting.
I love this.
Considering, remember back on
yeah, he got shysted out of his shirt.
Yeah.
Bill, I've been trying to do some deep diving on, we're going to call it Shirtgate. Shirtgate. Yeah. And I talked to Rolly. He didn't have much of a recollection of it. But I'm in talks with the people here at Chat Sports that make decisions, Bill, and we're going to get you a T-shirt. We're going to get you a T-shirt. No doubt about it. Bill, I want to ask you this. Would you rather have... Oh, you sent me the clip on Twitter. Okay, I'll go check that out.
He's got the receipts.
He's got the receipts. I'll DM you on Twitter. Bill, we appreciate the Super Chat, my man. Thank you so much. I do want to let you guys know the NBA draft is on Thursday. I know a lot of people may not know that with the Knicks not having a first-round pick. But even though they don't, we're going live on the channel. My guy Seeps, myself, we're going to be live for all 58 picks of the 2023 NBA draft. We're going to be going out live an hour before the draft gets rolling. I'm pretty pumped up about it, Seeps.
Oh, I'm fired up. It is going to be a great time. Hopefully, the Knicks make a move. There are actually a ton of prospects in the later half of this first round, early second, that I love. Love these guys. They had good college careers. Watch a lot of college ball. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be fun. Hopefully the Knicks make a move. What if a Levine trade goes down during the draft?
When we're live? That would be a disaster.
That would be epic. That would be epic.
Could maybe an Obi Toppin for a first-round pick.
We do have some rumors about Obi Toppin potentially being traded to the Indiana Pacers for one of their late first-round picks. What's up, dude? You think so? According to Nick Roloff, the Knicks are 100% trading
100%.
Obi Toppin for pick number 26 or 29.
The guarantee is in.
Who are they drafting there? Ben Shepherd? We already have Quinn Grimes.
That's the fake shooter.
I don't know.
You're fake shooter. Oh, no. I spent a good hour last night watching Whitmore tape. I'm all in.
Didn't you compare him to D. Wade?
Yes.
No, that was a joke. That was a joke just to get under Rolly's skin.
Seeps bashes Tim Whitmore for the last 6 months, and then all of a sudden 2 days ago,
He's not a Nova player.
I'm all in.
He's not a Nova player.
Dude,
He's not a Nova player.
He's a Nova player.
He's got the Nova blood.
Unbelievable.
That's a joke. The switch up. The frickin' flip-floppers.
Listen, I don't. Listen, I update my takes unlike some people in this office.
New information becomes
new
available.
information
You can
comes
update
out.
your takes.
I just update my takes. That's all it is.
Yeah, there's no new info on Cam, though.
Well, to me, I received a ton of new info last night, and I like them.
Okay. Hey, maybe he'll share some of that info on Thursday when we are live for the NBA draft. Before we get rolling on our segments today's show, make sure you guys have hit that thumbs up icon. We got 175 people watching right now and only 38 likes. That's pissing me the hell off. Let's get up to 69 likes just because it would be pretty damn nice. Hit that thumbs up icon. Let's go. And if you have liked the video, I want you to type me in the comment section so we can show you some love. As we did just get a $5 super chat from my man Fernando. What up, Fernando? He says Brunson and Levine is beautiful. I honestly agree, man. My favorite part of Levine's game is his ability to be a threat off the ball. He's one of the best catch-and-shoot players in the NBA. He's going to be an outlet for Brunson. And also the playmaking is a little bit underrated.
I also saw you you tweeted about last night the Levine game against the Hornets from a couple of years
13
ago.
threes.
Dude, and also probably 7 or 8 were catch and shoot from the corner. Just like in the motion of the offense, just in the flow of the offense, him literally just getting an open look and the ability to knock it down.
I don't remember if it was the most recent Team USA or one of the years before. Levine was a huge piece on that team.
Well, he was also big defensively.
Yeah, he was huge defensively. He was a great catch-and-shoot guy and get down to the rim. I believe Levine is a guy that if talent is surrounding him, he's going to give you more results than he would as a number one option.
Definitely.
Evan, we appreciate you liking the video. No need to spam me 78 times, though. We appreciate it, though, Evan. Shout out to Evan Portman. He liked the video. Shout out to you. We're 12 likes away from 69 likes. Let's get there. We're going to start today's show talking about Obi Toppin because reports are coming out that his days in New York could be numbered. And if the Knicks are going to trade into the NBA draft, it is believed that Obi Toppin will be the sacrificial lamb to get that pick. So it's going to be interesting over these next 2 days. We had a big draft day trade last year with the Knicks that netted them 3 first-round picks after they traded out of pick number 11, and the Thunder traded up for Ousmane Dieng. So I think some fireworks could happen as well. 5 likes away from 69 likes. If you could, hit that thumbs up icon, and let's talk some Obi Toppin. Before we get into the latest Obi Toppin rumors and if the Knicks are or are not shopping him, sounds like he may also request a trade. I want to let you guys know here, inside the Chat Sports Studios, it's a sub-off. I don't care really how bad that sounds. It's a sub-off, though, between Knicks Now, 76ers Now, and the Miami Heat Report. We started to do a subscriber battle in the month of June, and I got bad news. Knicks Now is in last place. We're losing to the frickin' 76ers, and those damn Miami cheat. If you hate the Heat, you hate the Sixers, and you love the Knicks, and you want content every day on the orange and blue, hit that sub button right now. Could Obi Toppin be forcing a trade from the New York Knicks? We're going to break it down on today's show. You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and Obi Toppin. Could a trade be happening? It sounds like the New York Knicks are interested in trading into the later half of the first round of the NBA draft. And it sounds like if they do, Obi Toppin is going to be the guy that's heading out. New York Daily News says the Obi Toppin trade rumors are worth monitoring. Bondi also said this. A source said Toppin was frustrated at times with his role, although he refrained from complaining to the media. And I respect Obi Toppin for not complaining to the media, but I would be frustrated too if I was Obi Toppin and my career has played out like it has so far with the New York Knicks. Obi Toppin was picked by the Knicks in the top 10 of that NBA draft for him to be a piece and a long-term piece and probably a starter for this basketball team. But the thing is, Julius Randle took a huge leap, became the most improved player in the league, and he has 2 All-NBA seasons in the last 3 years, as well as 2 All-Star appearances. Nobody expected in the Knicks organization for Randle to become the player that he was and is after they traded Toppin. And the reason I would be frustrated if I was Toppin the most is, why are my minutes per game going down from year 2 to year 3? Only 15.7 minutes this past year, 17 minutes the year before, 11 minutes as a rookie, but you're also just not a focal point of the offense. I will give Obi Toppin credit for becoming a 34.4% three-point shooter. Not great by any stretch of the imagination, but he was 30% his first 2 years, and he was 34.4% on catch-and-shoot threes in 2023. It's the thing that whenever Obi plays and he gets minutes, he produces. He has started 15 games in his NBA career since being drafted, and he's produced in those 15 ball games. 21 points per game, almost 6 rebounds, 3 assists. 21, 6, and 3 is a good stat line for a starter. And he's also doing it on all-worldly efficiency. Almost 58% from the deck and 44% from 3. So the data right here shows you that when Obi Toppin gets minutes, when Obi Toppin starts, he's going to produce. And that shows right here as well. When Obi Toppin has played more than 20 minutes per game in a game, he's produced. In 2022, it only happened 11 times, but he gave you 15.3 points per game. In 2021-2022, it happened 19 times, and he gave you 21.7 points per game. His rookie year, he only played in more than 20 minutes twice. Imagine being a top 10 pick, and in your rookie season, you only have 2 games of more than 20 minutes. My beef with Obi Toppin is the development. I don't think he's developed correctly. Blame that on him. Blame that on the Knicks. I think everybody gets a piece of that pie. I just don't think Obi has gone the right way about becoming a player that I think he can be. The guy has tried to become a catch and shoot and three-point specialist, and that's a problem. This year, Obi Toppin attempted 2.6 two-pointers per night while also attempting 3.7 three-pointers a night. Obi Toppin should never be shooting more threes than twos in a basketball game. That's a problem. And that's a direct result of him just trying to fit into the rotation coming off the bench and with Julius Randle being a starter. I like Obi. I think he's going to have a good career. I think he's been in a bad situation. And the Knicks, they have a decision to make. They have to understand that Obi Toppin is only under contract after this year. He's not under contract after the 2023 season. He's contract extension eligible. If they can't agree to a long-term deal, he'll be an restricted free agent, which means the Knicks could match that contract, but it also means they could lose him for absolutely nothing. And look, you can't pay everybody big money, and there was reports that NBA insiders believe Obi could sign a 4-year, $70 million deal. And I'll tell you this much, that's not happening with New York. So I want to ask you this before we roll on and talk more about Mr. Obi. Should the Knicks trade him? Is it time for the Knicks to move on from Toppin? Let me know. Type T for trade, type K for keep. I'll give you my thoughts a little bit later in today's show, but I also want to let the people know we're going to be live on the channel, New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports, youtube.com/Knicks TV for every single pick of the 2023 NBA Draft. We'll be going live an hour before showtime, so subscribe, turn your notifications on, and come hang out on the channel on draft night. What is Obi Toppin's trade value? We're talking about trading Toppin, which I think is fair. It sounds like reports are coming out that the Knicks are at least seeing across the league what type of interest he has. So what is his trade value? Well, a league executive top Toppin's trade value as a late first-round pick. That comes from the New York Daily News and Stephen Bondi. Well, what teams have late first-round picks? The Indiana Pacers, they have 2 of them. And go back to the NBA trade deadline. Reports came out then, and we told you about it, that Indianapolis and the Indiana Pacers were interested in Obi Toppin at that NBA trade deadline. The Pacers, they hold the 26th and 29th pick in the NBA draft, so could a straight-up swap of Toppin for 26 or 29 make some sense? This is what Bondi had to say about it. He said the Knicks hold Toppin in high regard, particularly Knicks executive William Wesley, a.k.a. Worldwide Wes, who has been long understood to be a strong Toppin supporter. There's also the question of Randle's future. If the Knicks indeed make a push for a star player, Randle might be shipped out and Toppin's presence becomes more important. I 100% agree. Let's say the Knicks trade Julius Randle for Karl Anthony Towns. I believe Obi Toppin has a chance to be your starting power forward and his role becomes more important. But why do you trade Obi? The contract extension. And the Knicks run the risk of losing him if a deal does not get done, and you can't pay everybody. It might be time to reset one of those rookie contracts because you have Quickly and Toppin coming up for extensions, and you're probably not going to give both of them an extension, and you're probably not going to re-sign both those guys, so why not cash in the chip of Toppin, which really doesn't have a role here right now except for a three-point power forward off the bench. That's what it is. That's what Obi's role is with Randle being a New York Knick. As long as Randle and Obi are teammates, Obi is not going to get the necessary minutes to develop and become the player that a lot of people think. It's just what it is. Some people will tell you, though, that we got to trade Randle and we got to start Obi. I don't agree with that, but I'll let you make the decision. Who do you want to be the long-term power forward for the New York Knicks? Is it Obi? Is it Julius? Sound off. Type their jersey numbers. 1 for Obi or 30 for Randle of who you want to be the long-term power forward for the New York Knicks. We're going to close out today's show in just a second. I got some more thoughts to get off my chest. But first, make sure you guys are hooked up with our awesome Chat Sports Real One t-shirt, Knicks Now edition. Go to chatsports.com/real Knicks. That's chatsports.com/real Knicks. That link is clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. And if you get the shirt, when it comes in the mail, take a picture of you wearing it, and we'll put you on the show. I'm not trading Obi Toppin for scraps. I'm not moving him just to move him. There's only a couple of ways that I would move off of Obi Toppin. It's not going to be for scraps. I'm only moving Obi if I'm getting a first-round pick in the 2023 NBA draft, because I understand that line of thinking. You got to reset a rookie contract. You can't pay everybody, so I understand that. Or I'm moving Obi in a deal as a part of a package for a star. If you are making a move for a talent upgrade in that starting lineup, let's say, for instance, you're trading for Zach LaVine. You're going to include either Julius Randle, RJ Barrett. I think it's RJ Barrett. I've also heard some stuff about Emmanuel Quickly. But the Bulls are probably going to also want another young player, particularly maybe Obi Toppin. So he would be a supplementary piece in a package for a star. That, or I'm using him as a trade chip to get a first-round pick. Overall, I believe Obi is going to have a successful career in the NBA. Just too much talent, too much ability to score for the lack of minutes that he gets. But I just don't know if he's ever going to get the necessary burn that he's going to need to be successful with the Knicks. So I think he's going to have a successful career. I just don't know about it being with the Knicks unless the Knicks end up shipping out Julius Randle. As always, I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in to New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. If you want to continue the conversation about Toppin, I'm down over on Twitter. So send me a DM or mention me in a tweet at @MarshallGreen_, and let's talk some ball. Dope. Woo! Obi. No, it works. Maybe it's the one in the description. It's chatsports.com/real Knicks. Real Knicks.
Yeah, Bill didn't know he could just buy one.
Yeah, you could buy a real one shirt, Bill. CPJ is in the building. What up, CPJ? Just got off work. It's a good feeling. Getting off work, coming back, tuning on Knicks Now, hanging with all the real ones. Shout out to my man, CPJ. Seeps, you are Leon Rose's right-hand man. The Indiana Pacers offer you pick number 29 for Obi straight up. What's your answer?
I'd probably take it.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's the thing where it's like you got to see how the board's falling at that point. Like I don't know if the Knicks have some guys that they have circled on their board in the late first round, but some of this class is deep. But the thing is, like, then again, you're technically trading, like, Obi was taken at 7 for 29. Like,
once you drive the car off the lot, it loses value.
True.
Once you drive the car off the lot.
John Borelli, welcome in.
John Borelli in the building. I don't know why that link's not working for you. It's working for me, though, Bill. It's working for me. So, not sure which link you're clicking in the notes of the video, but I just did it, and it worked for me. I'll put the link in the chat right now.
Yeah, but Obi for 29, I think I'd do it.
I wouldn't be mad if they did it. I would particularly, like, what's more valuable in a trade to a team, you think? Pick 29? Like, are the Knicks going to flip that for a star, or would you just rather trade
Probably
Obi?
Obi would be more valuable.
I don't know.
And especially if the Knicks, like, the dude you take at 29 probably isn't going to play his rookie year. Too much.
Yeah, there's probably not. I think that they want to trade for another first to make a trade on draft day.
Yeah.
Like a star. Like, what if the Bulls are like, if you can get 29 or 26, we're more intrigued in the Zach LaVine deal.
Yeah, if the Bulls are like, hey, I want to draft tonight. Like,
I want to pick tonight instead of the 2024 and 2025
God,
picks.
Could you imagine that? Obi to Indiana for 26. 26. RJ, D Rose.
Probably another
Future
unprotected,
first.
and then one of those protected picks is what I would guess.
Did you do that?
That's
Because then it's just technically Obi, RJ, D Rose, and 2 or 3 picks.
I think you have to, man. I think you do. I think you do. I just don't know if RJ Barrett can be a supplemental piece on a winning championship team. And I know some people are going to be mad at me. I don't know if Randle can be that guy either. Thing is, though, I have a stronger feeling about the Knicks trading RJ than Randle, even though we have some words from Ian Begley that we're going to talk about coming up around the corner. We are in a super chat battle, though, with Philadelphia 76ers Now, hosted by Chase Senior. And they're kind of kicking our butts. They went live, I think, on Thursday or Friday on their channel, and they racked up $225 in super chats. And I don't like catching L-Seeps, and right now we're kind of catching a fat one.
Oh, we are getting blown out. This is a 30-point game in the first quarter still, so we're good. But
We're getting blown out. It's still early.
still early in the game.
Still early. But I'm calling on the real ones. I need your help. We got to catch up to 76ers Now. I can't have Chase Senior talking smack in the office. That freaking Philly bull pisses me off. Every super chat, we'll give you a shout out. We'll pop it up on screen. We'll talk about it. You also enter the line for our mailbag. $10 super chat. We're doing shots. $50 super chat. Me and my boy Seeps, we'll do a beer shot fun race as we always do. Going back to our roots, getting loose for Thursday. And if someone sends in a $100 super chat, you're gonna get your name on the Real One Hall of Fame board. So a couple of different options there for the super chatters in today's show. If we get a 50, I'm doing a beer shot fun. I could use it. We do have a mailbag coming up in about 20, 25 minutes or so, and I want you guys to get your questions in for that. The way that can happen is by you using hashtag Knicks in the comment section and asking a question. So let's kind of try to steer away from the NBA draft questions.
Yeah.
Since we don't have a pick at the moment, I don't think there's much use of that. We could talk free agency targets, trade targets. Who should the Knicks keep? Who should they deal? Who should they start? Anything Knicks. Go ahead and ask a question down below.
You guys get to steer the show.
Robes, I don't know how you say it, but my man in the comments said, I'm trading for Chris Duarte. We need another wing. I've seen a trade package of Obi for Duarte in 26.
Oh, that would be an easy take.
I think you might have to make that move.
Yeah, that would be an easy yes.
I think
Easy
you might
accept.
have to make that move. All righty, we got some rumors coming up about Julius Randle and RJ Barrett and a free agency target that Ian Begley has linked to the Knicks. So let's freaking talk about it. Oh, that's not. CPJ with a $50 super chat. Let's talk about it. Let's not. CPJ with a $50 super chat. The GOAT of New York Knicks Now and the real ones is in this piece. What up, Brody? Most likely to happen in the coming days, the Knicks getting Zion or Levine. I like that. I would say Levine, probably a little bit more likely. What do you think of the Zion stuff?
I really don't know. I think the Pelicans are sick of him. I do expect him to be dealt. I just don't know if the Knicks are the team, but do you think Zion's traded before the draft?
I don't think Zion gets dealt. But if the Knicks wanted to go all in for Zion, they could.
They could. That's why the Knicks have set themselves up perfectly. Any superstar that's disgruntled, they can make a pack.
Like, I like Levine. CPJ, you know I'm a big Levine guy. But I'd be dumb to not say that Zion is much more talented and has a much higher ceiling. And I would consider Levine a B to a B plus level trade target in terms of just talent, contract, and everything that goes into that. Whereas if you're going after Zion, he's got one of the highest ceilings in the NBA, and that might be the type of talent we're swinging on. It's risky, no doubt. We've talked about Zion a couple times on this channel before, But, like, are the Pelicans really going to turn down a trade package of Julius Randle, Emmanuel Quickly, and 3 unprotected first-round picks for Zion? Are they turning that down? I don't know.
I mean, they probably won't get anything better on the market.
I mean, you're getting – and I kind of think – I don't know. Zion is one of the more intriguing topics in the NBA right now.
Is. Because if he gets it together, he is – I'm going to throw this out there. I think he could be a 1 on a championship team.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Like, what about trading for both? Your Zion package is Julius Quickly and picks, and then your Levine package is RJ, Obi and picks.
RJ, Obi and picks.
If the Knicks starting lineup next year included Obi Toppin, Zach LaVine, Jalen Brunson, and Zion Williamson, that would be epic.
That would be epic.
That would be epic. Don't think it's all that likely though.
3-team trade where Randle goes to Portland. Maybe Randle goes to Portland. Zion goes to New York. The 3rd pick goes to New Orleans, which they want, and then fillers everywhere else.
Those 3-team trades give me headaches.
Oh, dude,
it's too hard to digest.
Way too hard.
But man, more likely, I think Levine. I think Levine is more likely than Williamson. But if the Knicks decide that Williamson is the guy that they want to go all in for, they got all the chips. Yeah. They got all the chips. All righty, let's do a beer shot fun race real quick, CP, and then we'll talk some Julius Randle trade juice as Ian Begley, the GOAT of the New York Knicks beat reporter, is kind of saying he thinks that RJ may have upped his stock inside the walls at MSG, and they may trade Randle over RJ, which I think is quite the development. So we're going to break that down. Let's do a beer shot fun. Every $50 super chat, we're doing beer shot funds, and we got to catch Philadelphia 76ers now, today. I don't even know what their freaking show name is called. We're at $60 in super chats. They're at $225. We still got some work to do. All righty, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Thursday's going to be a marathon, boys. Thursday is going to be a marathon. Hand me that trash piece if you can. We are going to be live for every single pick of the 2023 NBA Draft on Thursday. Shout out to my man CPJ. That's a chance, right? With Zion maybe not playing. But man, a healthy Zion. Zion Williamson throwing down like a tomahawk dunk in the Garden. Wow. That would be incredible. That'd be incredible. All righty, let's get into it though. Randle, Barrett, Naz Reid. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we're going to talk about some Julius Randle trade rumors because my man Ian Begley had some interesting words about number 30. Then we're going to talk about Naz Reid at the tail end of the show because Begley also kind of brought up him as a free agent target. So we're talking Randle, also a little RJ Barrett rumors. Then we're talking Naz Reid. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel here, New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports, because we're putting out videos every single day on the latest Knicks news and rumors, and we're also going live for the NBA Draft, and I want you guys to be there. So hit that sub button, and let's sub for Knicks Dubs. Let's get ready for the new season. All right, let's talk about it. Should the Knicks trade Julius Randle or RJ Barrett? Ian Begley talked about the Knicks keeping RJ Barrett over Julius Randle. It was a Mailbag article where Begley was responding to fans, and a fan pretty much asked him, who should the Knicks trade? And I thought Mr. Ian gave a really good answer right here, and really, really well thought out. He said, if the Knicks make a trade for a top player, it seems like they would have to either move Barrett or Julius Randle to make it work. If I had to guess, he's never guessing. These people don't guess. I think Barrett's playoff performance bolsters the odds that he remains in New York in that Randle or Barrett scenario. And honestly, I was absolutely shocked when reading this from Ian Begley. I have always said it time and time and time again. I believe the Knicks are not going to trade Julius Randle. I think the relationship between Randle and Tibbs and Randle and Leon Rose is a little bit too strong. I feel like the Knicks, I don't think they can get the value back for Randle that really he commands right now. I just don't see a world. I don't see it as much as I want it to happen. And RJ, like the Knicks were dangling RJ Barrett in trade talks last year for Donovan Mitchell. So the report, not report, I don't want to use that word, what Ian Begley said about the Knicks trading Julius over RJ Barrett just seems weird to me because last year RJ was in every trade for Donovan Mitchell. Let's compare, though, RJ and Julius. The last 3 years in a New York Knicks uniform, these are the stats for Barrett and Randle. Barrett averaged 19 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 3 assists, 42.7% from the field, and 34.7% from downtown, while Julius Randle was giving you 23 points per game, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 44% from the field, and 35% from downtown. So Randle really produced Barrett for the last 3 seasons. In the playoffs, though, that script kind of gets flipped. I mean, when you look at the playoff numbers from this year alone, RJ Barrett had a much better postseason than Julius Randle did, and that's really reflected in almost every statistical category. More points per game, more efficient, and shots at 3 ball better. And if you take out the first 2 games of the playoffs where Barrett really struggled on the road against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he had a much better postseason than Julius Randle did. I do want to say this, though. I'm just not sure RJ and Julius Randle are long-term fits together on the New York Knicks. I don't think RJ makes Julius better. I don't think Julius makes RJ better. And what Julius does doesn't complement what RJ does, and vice versa. And I honestly think that you're going to have to make the decision of which one of these guys is going to be a better third option. Because the Knicks are going to trade for a star. And they're going to trade for a star who is either going to be a 1A to Jalen Brunson's 1B, or they're both going to be 2s. And they're going to need number 3. And is that a better fit with Barrett? Or is that a better fit with Randle? I'm going to be honest. As a third option, I think Randle is a little bit better of a player. I think his offensive bag is a little bit deeper. I think he can create more in the ISO for himself. I think he's a better passer. He's a better rebounder. Where Barrett really shined in the playoffs was when he would catch it off the weak side in the half-court setting, one dribble and get downhill. And I just think that the offense, when an offense is run through Barrett, is at his best. Just not sure that a sub-league average three-point shooter and a sub-league average defender is the small forward that you want on a championship team. Could be wrong. He's only 23 years old, and I hope he continues to get better. But if you had to pick one of these guys to trade this offseason, who would it be? Is it Barrett? Is it Randle? Type 9 for Barrett. Type 30 for Julius. I want to hear from you guys down below. I'll say it again. I just can't see the New York Knicks trading Julius Randle. And that's why I've really focused more on the RJ Barrett trade stuff, because I don't think it happens. But according to Begley, it could happen. And maybe after the playoff performance, the Knicks view RJ Barrett in a higher light than they do view Julius Randle. But I do know this. The Knicks are not going to trade Julius Randle for pennies on the dollar. This Knicks regime, they value with Brock Aller. They want to feel like they've won every single deal. And I don't think that Julius Randle's value is really at the same point or at that same level that the Knicks value Randle. And this is what an NBA GM told Heavy.com. They said the Knicks are not in position to trade Randle because there's no way to get value for him. They have found a way to get him to be really productive with what they do, but that does not really translate to a lot of other teams. So that is always going to be where that works against them if they were to move him. And I honestly think Julius Randle's trade value is one of the most intriguing topics amongst NBA discussions, because the dude's a 2-time All-NBA player twice in the last 3 years. He's a 2-time All-Star. But man, he gives you headaches. And I've suffered from many of them. I'm not a Julius Randle fan. But I am realistic to know that making an All-NBA team twice in 3 years and being an All-Star twice in 3 years puts you at the top of the top in the NBA kind of power rankings, I guess you could say, in the NBA. And also, he's on a pretty damn good contract. Only $25 million for Julius Randle in 2023. Next year, it's $27.5 million. And then in 2025, he has a player option for $29 million. So if you were to trade for Randle and you didn't like what you saw after the first 2 years, he's probably going to decline that player option. You can wipe your hands free of him or trade him in that 2024 season. Well, I don't think you're getting a lot of first-round picks, or I don't think he has the most trade value in the world. I think it's a little bit better than some people are leading on. But where could Julius Randle be traded? We'll run through some destinations I think are likely. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are the most likely trade destination for Julius Randle. I could see a Randle for Cat swap and Randle being that power forward next to Rudy Gobert. So I got the Timberwolves at number 1, and I have the Chicago Bulls at number 2. I believe a Zach LaVine trade, which the Knicks would get LaVine, the Bulls would get Randle, is a possibility, no doubt about it. I think it's more likely the Bulls would rather get Emmanuel Quickley or R.J. Barrett as the centerpiece of that deal, but I definitely could see a Randle for LaVine swap of some sorts. I'm also putting the New Orleans Pelicans at number 3. I think that Zion Williamson for Julius Randle swap with Quickley and an unprotected and a couple of picks could get the deal done. So I'm keeping my eyes on New Orleans as he has played there before. The 4th trade destination I have for Julius Randle is the Toronto Raptors, whether that be for OG and Newbie, shout out to Carl, and Anunoby, or maybe a Pascal Siakam switch. I think those are 2 guys that could be involved in a Julius Randle trade. And the last one I have is a little bit of a sleeper. The LA Clippers. Maybe this is recency bias. Julius Randle and Paul George seem like great friends. They really seem like Randle talked about in that sit-down interview that they've talked before in the offseason. He's learned some things from him and whatnot. Seem like they have great chemistry. What about a Julius Randle for Kawhi Leonard trade? That's something that I think could be a little bit of a sleeper as the Clippers look for more health and wealth, and we know Julius Randle, he's going to be durable in the regular season. Will Randle be on the Knicks next year? What do you think? Game 1 of 82, will Randle be a Knick? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear from you. Also, an alert, program alert. We are going to be live for the NBA draft on New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. If you're not subscribed, change it and turn your notifications on so you can get alerted anytime we go live or put a video out, and especially when we're live for the NBA draft. So subscribe and join us on Thursday for our awesome coverage. I want to close out the show talking about a free agent target. Ian Begley says Naz Reid is a name to keep an eye on if the Knicks trade Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein. This was the full quote from Mr. Begley. He said, New York does not have many open rotation spots at the moment, so any free agent signing would likely coincide with a trade. The Knicks have 3 centers under contract at the moment, so it doesn't seem like they would have interest in any big men on the market, but it's worth noting that Naz Reid has a significant amount of fans within the organization. The Gerson Rosas connection lives on. He was a front office member for the Minnesota Timberwolves when they acquired Naz Reid, so there's some familiarity there. And the Knicks, although they don't have cap space, they can sign 2 pretty good free agents due to the available exceptions. The non-taxpayer mid-level exception is $12.2 million, while the biannual mid-level exception is $7.6 million. I wouldn't pay $12 million for Naz Reid, but hey, if you want to come play for 2 years, $15 million, Naz Reid, I'll take you as a Knick if we're going to trade Hartenstein, Jericho Sims, or potentially Mitchell Robinson. He's totally a different big man than any big man that the New York Knicks have on the roster right now. Naz Reid's got a little bit of a handle to him. He's got a little bit of juice to his game. This past year for the T-Wolves, Reid got up 3.2 three-pointers per night and connected on 34.6%. Last summer, there was a lot of talk about Isaiah Hartenstein being a stretch 5 because he shot like 36 or some percent from downtown, but he was shooting like less than 1 three-pointer a night. That's not the case with Naz Reid. He got up over 3 last year night and connected on 34.6%. He's also a pretty good scorer. He can create his own shot and kind of from the free throw line down, but he's not the rebounder or the defender that Hartenstein or Jericho Sims is. but I'll continue to say it, and I've said it time and time again. A stretch 5 would be nice for the New York Knicks, opening up that paint a little bit because Randle, Barrett, Brunson, they like to attack the rim. They like to operate from the free throw line down and go to work in the paint. So a stretch 5 would be awesome to open up the court a little bit, but I like the Knicks center depth right now. I have talked about trading Mitchell Robinson because I believe if you're bringing back Julius and you're bringing back R.J. Barrett, really the only place left to upgrade in the starting lineup is that center position. And if the Knicks do trade, let's say Robinson or Hartenstein or Sims, I wouldn't mind bringing in Naz Reid at all, but I do like what the Knicks have cooking at the big man spot right now. So I want to ask you this question. Should the Knicks sign Naz Reid in NBA free agency? Probably going to cost you at minimum $7 million per year. He'd fit in that biannual exception. What do you say? Type S for sign, type P for pass. I'm curious what you think. As always, thank you, and I appreciate you guys for taking a couple minutes out of your busy day to rock with us here on New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. If you want to talk more ball, I'm down on Twitter right here at _. Hit me up. Seeps, I know you were saying you're a big Naz Reid guy.
Yeah, I just remember watching him at LSU. He is sweet. Obviously, I don't think he's lived up to the hype amongst Timberwolves fans, but obviously I cover the Vikings here, so I kind of get a lot of Vikings, Timberwolves, Twitter kind of all jumbled together, and they love him. As we do, dude, YouTube added a new little first super chat.
Oh, wow. YouTube. Look at you. Look at you. We did get a couple of super chats to pop in, especially from some real ones. Johnson, you. What up, Brody? Hope to see you Thursday. Mandy says, how about Levine and Kuzma on the Knicks this offseason?
Kuz is a free agent now. Declined his player option.
Morning Brew Sports. I'm down. Hit me up on Twitter. Let's figure it out. Hit me up on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. I'm indifferent on Kyle Kuzma. I don't know how I feel about his game. Is he serious? Does he love ball? Or is he about Kyle Kuzma?
Yeah, I mean, because you see the pregame fits and everything.
Yeah. On the Lakers, it seemed like it was all about Kyle Kuzma.
I like his game, though.
I do like his game. Like, the dude's a hooper.
How big is he? Probably 6'8", 6'9"?
6'8", 6'9", above average defender, can get his own shot off. He can stretch the field, stretch the court. He can rebound. Like, he's a good player, no doubt about it.
Would he drive Tibbs up a wall? Probably.
Is Jay Wright playing Kyle Kuzma at Villanova?
I don't know. Jay Wright does like those wings that can catch and shoot. Like, he likes those Sadiq Bays, those Mikal Bridges. Like
those dudes, I question the heart a little bit.
Yeah.
And honestly, unless Kuzma is going to be signing the mid-level exception for the New York Knicks, I don't see how they get him.
Not the biannual.
Like, how much do you think Kuzma's going to get per year?
Oh, he just declined 13.8.
So he's looking for more.
Yeah.
And the Knicks don't have that. And maybe it's a sign and trade with Washington.
Somehow he's a Phoenix.
I hope
somehow going to make it work. Like,
I don't know. I'm down for Levine. I'm honestly down for Kuzma as well. But I think if you're getting Kuzma and Levine, that means no Randle and probably no RJ either. Because Kuzma's a 4. Yeah. He's not a 3.
True.
It's going to be interesting. If I had to choose which one I'd rather get, though, it would be Levine for me. I think the Knicks need another perimeter scorer like him. I just think they got to get... They need more jump shooters. Mm-hmm. They need someone that can make a jump shot consistently besides Jalen Brunson. And that's what Levine gets you. Kuzma, too, but he's a little erratic and inefficient. My man OG with a $20 super chat. OG! Shout out to OG, a legend in the building. What up, bro? He said, RJ's regular season was up and down, but his playoffs were much better than Randle. Randle is the opposite, great regular season before playoffs. I'd prefer RJ, but it depends on where we go when looking for adding talent. Yeah.
I mean, I think he sums it up pretty well.
Like, let's say...
Like, okay, I'll ask you. Can Randle work out his playoff kinks? Or is this just who he is?
I think he can, man. Dude, I just think
Like,
he
is
can.
it a kind of chalk take for everybody to be like, oh, Randle can't play in the playoffs at all, even though the numbers have indicated that he can't. But can he kind of take that next step, become more efficient? Because you think Randle can, might have to ride with him.
Julius Randle against the Heat shot 41% from the field. RJ Barrett in total shot 42.6% from the field in the playoffs. And one of them had surgery right after. I'm not giving our Julius a break.
That is a good point.
But he was clearly not 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would take me as a Julius Randle defender. I'm just trying to analyze all the facts.
And maybe when you add a guy like Levine and Brunson, it kind of takes the toll off him in the regular season, which you got to admit. I mean, obviously Brunson carried majority of the load. Not majority of the load, but him and Randle probably split the load in the regular season. But in the playoffs before that, Marshall, we were talking about it before we got on. That was the Randle show. And, like, maybe he just ran out of gas. But maybe if you had a guy like Levine, it kind of he saves a little bit left of what's in that tank for the playoffs.
It's a great question. That's why we're talking about it. I think each deal is a little bit different. OG, just for me, like, if you keep RJ Barrett, he is your third option.
Yeah.
Can RJ Barrett be a third option on a NBA Finals team?
Like, can he do it like Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon did? Can he be that type of player? I think Randle can. I think Randle could be Aaron Gordon, but better.
I do too. And
God,
RJ is
so
a below
weird.
average shooter.
We're like defending.
RJ is a below average defender.
Yeah.
That doesn't win.
No.
Like, at least Randle, like, he's going to get you 10 rebounds. He's going to
hustle.
He's going to hustle sometimes. And I think with more talent around them, I think that raises the floor of Randle, whereas I'm not sure more talent raises the floor of Barrett.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely. I agree with that.
Like, I don't know. CPJ, he was questionable in the playoffs, but I remember a couple plays in the regular season where he hustled. What about when we beat the Denver Nuggets in Denver and he jumped on the floor for the loose ball the other way, gave it to Brunson, Brunson dunked it, and we won.
Yeah, and CPJ, we're not saying he's showing us playoff, like, obviously he hasn't played well in the playoffs. You can just look at the stats.
Yeah,
like,
we know
that.
I just think, put it like this. You got Brunson top of the key. You got Zach LaVine right wing. You got either Barrett or Randle left corner. Brunson drives, gets back to his left hand, kicks it out. I trust Randle to hit that wide open catch and shoot shot more than RJ Barrett.
Obviously getting down.
He's a way better just shooter of the basketball than RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
I know it's regular season. I know it's regular season. Let's stop acting like RJ Barrett was some superstar in the playoffs. I think we have the stats for both. They were both not great. RJ was good at home in the playoffs, and that's really about it. I don't think anyone should consider 43% and 32% from three good, right?
Yeah, it's not like RJ. I mean, you'll take this from RJ. Like,
that's cool, but that comes with not the best defense, no playmaking, not good three-point shooting, but 19 points per game on 43%.
Yeah.
Look, we're talking about two players that
aren't that good.
Aren't that elite. So it's tough. It's tough.
Stars drive the ship.
RJ had some big games against the Cavs. He had some big games against the Heat. Game 6, RJ was terrible against the Heat. Same like Julius Randle. So you're asking me to pick between two guys that I both think are third and fourth options on championship teams. My man Sean, I'm going Sean White. Sean White, first ever super chat.
Sean White.
Sean White, is that snowboard?
Yeah, snowboard.
A little snowboarder. If you super chat for the first time today, I'm taking a shot at tequila.
Hell yeah.
Taking a shot at tequila for the real one. Shout out to Sean. Everyone type CW in the chat down below. Show our man Sean some love. Sean, if you got a question or something, we'd love to talk about it, man. Thanks for supporting the channel. You will never forget your first time and what it feels like right now. You'll never get that feeling again, my man.
Never, ever. Bill typing CW.
Ah, get a little hot in here. Take a little shot of tequila. Get a little, it's getting hot in here. Let's go. Like Seeps, your third option either has to be a great defender or shooter. And I just don't know if that's RJ. I don't know if that's Julius either. But I'd like to see Julius play on a team where he's the third option on offense.
I think he could do what Aaron Gordon did, even better. Can he lock in defensive? Like, do you think, Randle, if you were like, because Aaron Gordon was guarding Jimmy, like, do you think you could turn to Randle and be like,
No.
no?
No. But I'm not trusting RJ Barrett to guard Jimmy either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Aaron Gordon, he's a really solid defender.
I don't know. We're dealing with it. We're talking about imperfect players. So, AB says there's no Jokic here. I don't really know how that applies, but yeah. Well, agreed. That's a fact. There is no Jokic in New York, even though some people were calling Isaiah Hartenstein Jokic of the East.
Yeah. Who did Reggie?
Was it? I think it was Reggie and Stan Van Gundy on TNT.
Reggie that was calling him.
They were calling him Jokic East Jokic. That was embarrassing. We got a live Q&A to close out the show coming up around the corner. Go ahead and use hashtag Knicks or Super Chat to get on the show. We don't have a lot of questions in the queue right now. So maybe we just close today's show and don't answer questions from all the real ones. We'll do that. We're getting closer and closer, Seeps, to 76ers now.
Yeah, are.
We're still down. We're not out, though. We are not out. I can't lose to Chase Sr., though.
We gave ourselves a puncher's chance right there with
We did.
CPJ and OG and Johnson coming through.
If we get to 150, we'll do another beer shot fund race.
Yeah.
If we can get to 150, we'll do another beer shot fund race.
It's a good goal.
If we beat them, we'll do another one. Yeah, I can't lose to the 76ers. I hate Philly. I don't know who I hate more between the Heat or the 76ers. Probably the Heat because we just lost them most recently. I've just always hated everything about Philadelphia sports teams.
As a sports city, Philly is the worst.
It blows.
Like the fans are insufferable.
They stink.
They are the worst.
They absolutely stink. Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat to get on today's mailbag. Type a comment, type a question, include hashtag Knicks in it, and we'll get rolling.
Johnson, OG, CPJ, ask a question.
We need some real ones to ask a question. Get some real questions in there. Let's go. Someone sent me a voice memo on Twitter. I didn't know you could do that. Should I play it out loud?
Seems like a bold move. Let's roll those out.
Hey, Marshall. I just hope that
We'll listen to that later.
White Falcons, so many decisions. Very true.
Alrighty, hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. Let's get into it. A mailbag in today's show. What up, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we're going to take questions from subscribers coming up in a couple of minutes. But I wanted to start off today's show with this report from Bill Simmons where he said, someone I trust said, don't count the Knicks out of the Damian Lillard sweepstakes. There's been a lot of talk about Damian Lillard, to the Knicks, which I don't understand it whatsoever. I'll try to make sense of it. We've heard Bill Simmons say something. Someone on ESPN also said it. And then also Stephen A. said he wants the Knicks to trade for Dame Lillard. So the question you got to ask yourself is, can a Jalen Brunson and Damian Lillard backcourt work? Two small guards. We know that. They have Jalen Brunson listed at 6'1". He's probably closer to 6 foot. They have Damian Lillard listed at 6'2". He's probably closer to 6'1". So you have two small electric scoring guards. I mean, Damian Lillard is one of the best scorers in the NBA, averaged over 30 points this year, and was the #1 season of his career where he's averaged the most points per game. And the Cavaliers, the Cleveland Cavaliers, who had a 6'1" Darius Garland and a 6'1.5" Donovan Mitchell, were 4th in the East with a small backcourt. And I honestly think if just on paper you had Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell compared to Jalen Brunson and Damian Lillard, I think that Lillard and Brunson is a little bit better, I would say. But the defense would 100% be a problem, just like it is with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their defensive backcourt was terrible, but they had two really good defensive big men, at least we thought. Evan Mobley is a good defensive big man, finished inside, the top 5 of the Defensive Player of the Year award. And Jared Allen across the NBA is also thought of as a good defender. I wouldn't say that the Knicks have a strong defensive 4-5. Mitchell Robinson is a good defender, wouldn't call him great, and I wouldn't say the same about Julius Randle. But Dame is special. I mean, you don't average 32 points per game and 7 assists on 46 and 37% splits. The dude is great. He's one of the best scorers in the NBA, and the trade rumors are really heating up around him and the Portland Trail Blazers. And with Bill Simmons saying the Knicks shouldn't be slept on, we got to talk about it. I mean, Dame Lillard in the playoffs, you want to talk about playoff primetime performer? That's what Damian Lillard is. 25 points per game, 6 assists, 46% from the deck, and 44.9% from downtown. So could it work? Could a Brunson and Lillard backcourt work? I don't know. I don't think it's the greatest duo, but we know the Knicks want to get a star, and damn, Dame Lillard, he is definitely a star in this league. So should the Knicks trade for Damian Lillard, as Bill Simmons says, let's not sleep on it. Type T for trade, type P for pass. I'll give you my answer coming up in a second, but let me know. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. Type T for trade, P for pass. Despite everything I just said, I am not interested. I do not want to trade for Damian Lillard. Jalen Brunson's your point guard. Let's get a 2-guard that can catch and shoot and play defense. Let's get some wings that can play defense. Let's surround Jalen Brunson with the most optimal pieces that's going to help the Knicks get to the level to where they want to be. I think the Knicks would be okay if they traded for Dame. I just don't know if they would be that NBA Finals level of team. And also a reason I'm not interested, and the main reason I'm not interested for Damian Lillard is he's turning 33 in a couple of days, and he's due $216 million through the 2026-2027 season. If Dame was 28, sure, but he's 33, and he's due $216 million over the next 4 years. And for that reason, I am out on the Damian Lillard hype train. Let's close out today's show, taking some questions from the real one. Shout out to Johnson Yu for a $10 super chat. Appreciate you, homie. He says, how many unprotected picks do you think the Bulls would want for LaVine? Which combo would you rather give up, RJ plus picks or Quick plus another young player, Obi or Grimes plus picks? This is a great question. First off, Johnson, thank you. I would honestly rather trade RJ in picks because I believe if you were to have Jalen Brunson, Zach LaVine, and RJ Barrett as your 1, 2, and 3, not enough shots to go around and not enough defensive impact from those 3 guys. And I would like to have Quickly as a guy that could still come off the bench, and I don't want to trade Quentin Grimes. So I would say I would roll with the RJ package if I got to choose which the outgoing deal was. And if you have RJ in that deal, I believe it's going to be RJ, Obi, and Evan Fournier, and then it just comes down to picks. I believe they want for sure. They probably want 2 unprotected first-round picks. Knicks might have to give that up. I would like to give up 1 unprotected, the Dallas pick, another 2024 protected pick, and I'll give you that Milwaukee pick, which is top 4 protected. I believe they'd want 2. I would try to stick on the side of giving up 1 unprotected. I think a deal we might see is RJ, Obi, Fournier, 2 unprotected Knicks, first-round pick, and a protected pick. That's kind of where I think. And I think it might happen. I think it might happen. CPJ, what up, Brody? Appreciate the very generous contribution. Shout out to him. CPJ, a GOAT, says, most likely to happen in the coming days, the Knicks getting Zion or getting LaVine. I think LaVine is more likely. We're already getting reports from Jake Fisher that the Chicago Bulls are calling teams about potential offers for Zach LaVine. Look, the Bulls, they have to do something. They need a direction. Right now, they're running around like a chicken with their head cut off. They have no cap space. They have no player they can build around or on the roster, and they have no picks. Not saying the Zach LaVine trade solves all that, but they're 100% taking and making calls on Zach LaVine. Whereas Zion Williamson, I only think that the Pelicans would trade Zion for a top 5 pick. Maybe, you could talk about a Julius Randle and 3 unprotected picks and maybe an Emmanuel Quickly and a Hartenstein or something like that. But if I had to bet, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would bet on Zion Williamson being less likely of a trade target for Zach LaVine. I think a Zach LaVine deal is going to get done. I'm going on record. I think LaVine's a Knick. And it may happen on NBA draft night. So make sure you guys are tuned in. We're going to be live on Knicks Now for the NBA draft. Subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/KnicksTV. We're going to be live. Seeps, myself, all 58 picks will be live an hour before tip-off. Join us and let's have some fun. And also, we got a brand new deal. Brand new deal. It's only for subscribers. So if you want the deal, you got to subscribe. Then you got to go to chatsports.com/realknicks. That's chatsports.com/realknicks. Get your Knicks Now t-shirt. We're unveiling. That's the word. We're unveiling a brand new New York Knicks Now t-shirt on draft night, and we'll be giving one away in a raffle. So if you want to win the first ever Knicks Now Real One t-shirt, Volume 2, join us on Thursday for the NBA draft. Mr. D-Flat, what up, man? What do you think you can get as far as a player or picks for Julius at this stage? It's a good question. I believe there's a couple of teams I could see Julius Randle going to, and one of the top team I would say is the Minnesota Timberwolves, where you ship out Julius Randle and you get back Karl Anthony Towns. I also think the Chicago Bulls could be a trade destination for Julius Randle, a part of a Zach LaVine deal. I think the Pelicans could be a destination for Zion Williamson. I think the LA Clippers. Seems like Randle and Paul George are really good friends, and maybe they're tired of the Kawhi Leonard stuff. Maybe you could try to swing a package around that. And the Toronto Raptors. I'm also keeping my eyes on the Toronto Raptors. I think Pascal Siakam and maybe a Randle swap could be on the horizon. Fabian Williams, what's up, homie? How about Randle, Fournier quickly for Zion and Valanciunas? You're going to have to add some picks into there, no doubt about it. I just don't really want Valanciunas because you already got Mitchell Robinson, Hartenstein, and Jericho Sims. If you're going to get Valanciunas, that means you need to trade one of those guys, probably being Mitchell Robinson. Look, if you can get Zion, I think you got to do it. Zion's the type of guy you take a swing for the fences for. Knicks have built this whole regime on trading for a superstar. And while I don't think Zion Williamson is a superstar, Zion Williamson, I believe he has superstar potential, but a lot of stuff on the court has to go right. Very risky, very risky. But, hey, scared money don't make money. Johnson, you, another $5 super chat. Shout out to you, man. Says, do you think Leon made the wrong move shipping off our 11 pick for many protected picks that may not even convey? No, because I don't think you get Jalen Brunson if you don't make those deals. It was all kind of a lineage of deals, right? The Kemba Walker trade, the Alec Burks trade, they all kind of got mixed together. I don't regret trading that 11th pick for the protected first-round picks. While the protected picks we got may be less valuable than we thought at the time, the way the Knicks want to build this team and how they want to acquire talent, since they're already kind of capped out, it is a trade. And I don't think having a lot of protected first-round picks is a problem. They're just not quite as sexy or appealing as those unprotected picks. But I don't think that was a bad trade last year. And I'm not sure you get Jalen Brunson if you don't make that trade. So, no, I wouldn't say so. I want to ask this question, though. What should the Knicks do this year? What are the moves the Knicks need to make? Do they need to run it back and sign a couple of players in free agency with those mid-level exceptions? Or do they got to make some moves? Will the Knicks make moves? Will they run it back? I want to hear from you down below. If you want to continue the conversation because I missed your question and I'm just a big old meanie, I'll answer it over on Twitter. Send me a DM at @MarshallGreen_. And remember, join us on Thursday for the NBA Draft. Oh. All right. What up? Joel Morris says Levine and Miles Turner. You watching my perfect offseason video? Homie? It could happen. Levine and Miles Turner could happen. I'd be pretty happy if it did, to be honest with you. That's a lot of offense. Jose says Knicks is crazy if it makes a switch to Zion. He's broken and he doesn't seem in the strongest mindset. Yeah, I can't really push back on any of that. Joel, Levine, Miles Turner, that's great. Levi's the best, says run it back, make a trade or two, and signings. Well, running it back and making a trade is not the same thing. Running it back means you're bringing back the same team. Making a trade, you're technically not running it back. Johnson Yu says, can we do Levine and Porzingis? Tingus Pingus. Rumors are surfacing that Kristaps Porzingis is going to opt into the last year of his contract, which makes him an easier trade target for the Knicks. While I'm not shutting the door on the Kristaps Porzingis trade rumors and trade talks, I'm definitely not opening it. We know how special of a talent Porzingis is. We've seen it firsthand. I hate doing it. It's the durability that concerns me. And is Porzingis a 2 or a 3 on championship team? I think he's a 3. I don't think he's a 2. It's going to be interesting these next couple of days. We are in a super chat battle between 76ers Now and us. Last week, 76ers Now went live, and they got up to $225 in super chats. And right now, we're kind of getting scrubbed a little bit. And I don't freaking like it. It's honestly upsetting me a little bit. It's upsetting me. I thought I was down.
It's pissing me off.
It is pissing me off. But, sometimes in life you got to take L's.
But I'll tell you what, Thursday,
we need the energy booming.
Thursday, it's all hands on deck.
All hands on deck. Kevin says, love the channel, Marshall. Kevin, love you, man. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you for your support. Really, really appreciate it. My man, Joel Santos says, what if Zion was pretending being injured while getting traded to the Knicks? Once here, Zion would be more durable and fooling the NBA into getting what he wanted.
Whoa.
Could the Mariah Mills thing be something Zion's...
Is this Zion's burner?
Hey, I think that
could... Is this a huge conspiracy?
I mean, could Zion Williamson be in talks with Mariah Mills to lower his trade value?
Is Zion trying to get himself to the Knicks?
Yeah. Hey, maybe, right?
What if it's actually him and Mariah's kid? What if they...
Chat sports theories. These are
rumors.
Levi says maybe LeVert. I think if you could get Karis LeVert for $12 million, I would do it. A little scoring wing off the bench.
We saw it against the Knicks. He had a couple.
He had a couple heaters.
Yeah.
He can heat up. And he can hit some shots.
He had a couple quarters where he took it over.
Last name, first name, same that says love you too, Marshall. I love you. Thank you for the love. I'm feeling it. Rafael Torres says we need a real three-point shooter. Yeah, you do. Zach LaVine guy can shoot.
Yeah, just a little bit. He's about, 41.6 on catch and shoot threes?
That'd be cool. Zach LaVine would be cool.
Zach LaVine has became underrated. And it's starting to piss me off.
Is he underrated?
I just think because even as what you were saying, accomplishments. He hasn't accomplished anything. But as a true basketball player, he is He doesn't have a negative in his game, like offensively. Like he really doesn't.
MT, I'm going to try to say it, and I'm going to butcher it, and you maybe won't love me anymore, but Manio and Tabab. What do you think? Tabob?
Tabab, bro.
MT.
MT.
MT says, love you guys, man. Giants and Knicks, let's go. We love you. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to Knicks Now and Giants Now. You're a real one. Last name, first name says y'all are funny. My mom tells me I'm pretty funny. Johnson U says, Seeps, how do you feel about the Bulls blowing it up?
I hope they blow it up. Marsh mentioned it a little bit earlier. Just want to have some sort of direction. We're stuck in NBA purgatory right now, and it blows.
How are you fixing the Bulls in a realistic fashion by Thursday?
I don't think you can fix the Bulls by Thursday.
Okay, put them
in the right direction.
Take them out of the ditch and put them on the road to success. Because right now you're a blown up smoking car in the ditch.
Yeah, I mean, you trade Levine. My dream Knicks trade package would be around Quentin Grimes, and I know you guys won't be too happy about that, but I would want Grimes and picks. Or ideally, I would want them to go get the third pick for Scoot, but that's not going to happen.
So you're trading for Grimes?
I'll trade for Grimes and some picks.
So if you had to choose between Grimes, Quickly, RJ, or Randle to be the face of that trade, who do you want?
I would do Grimes just because that means
Grimes?
we would get more picks. Like, go trade Obi for 26. Send 26 to us. Give me 26 Grimes. You're unprotected in 2025. Give me the Mavs and the Bucks pick. We got ourselves a deal.
So 4 first-rounders and Grimes. That seems a little rich to me.
Maybe not 4. Maybe you guys can keep the Mavs pick. We'll take the Bucks pick, though.
Can we get Patrick Williams?
That's my baby. Tibbs would love him. Tibbs would love Patrick Williams.
I think it's going to be a shocker. I think the Knicks are going to trade for Levine, and it's going to be for Emmanuel Quickly.
Ooh.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Quickly as the starting point guard in Chicago kind of feels right.
Seeps has some Nick bias, according to Johnson U. I don't know. He just tried to get Grimes and 4 first-round picks. That's not much Knicks bias. Dave McDrip, good question. How much cheaper of a package would DeRozan be than Levine? A lot cheaper.
Much cheaper.
But he's also much less of a basketball player.
And he's only got 1 year on his deal. I didn't know. Would you?
I would not want DeRozan on the Knicks at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say
unless it's like Barrett and that's it.
Yeah.
That's like it. If DeRozan was the 2 to Brunson, and then you had a small forward that can shoot, that's okay.
That's pretty good, yeah.
But not, I don't want DeRozan at all. As Ghost Rider comes in with the $50 super chat. Shout out to Goat Rider. I love how we literally called this man Goat Rider for the whole season.
Is this a new profile pic?
I think it is. This is pretty swaggy.
Blinged out a little bit.
My man Goat Rider, save some for us, homie. Sheesh. It's sometimes dry in these streets out here, and you're over here snatching up all the honeys.
I'm saying.
Shout out to the Goat Rider, a legend. My man was tuning in almost every single watch party, and we notice stuff like that. We know who's here, and we know who's not.
We know when the real ones are in the waters, and seeing Goat Rider, come on.
The Goat Rider. We got a lot of goats in here today. We had Goat Rider, we had Bill, we had Johnson U, we had OG. Man, what a day. What a day for New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I can't wait for Thursday, dude.
I can't wait for Thursday. I'm hoping there's some juice.
Knicks are trading for Levine on Thursday.
You think it's going to be a Thursday morning trade?
It's going to be a 3-team deal. Obi to Indy, RJ to the Bulls, 26 to Chicago. Levine is a Knick. And
I don't know. You have this idea of Quickly now. I can't unsee it. Of quickly being the starting
That's the
point
juice I'm seeing, dude.
guard. He would look so good in the Bulls uniform.
Oh, I'd hate it.
Oh, he would look so tough.
Who's your backcourt? Him and Io DeSumo?
If you guys know about Io, Marsh is the biggest Io hater, and he has no idea how much dog this kid has in him.
He's a gritty second-round pick.
He is a gritty.
How much better
pick.
is DeSumo than Miles McBride? Good
so
bit?
much better.
No, he's not.
He is so much better.
Oh,
Stop.
Lordy. I don't know about that, Jazz. I don't know about that piece.
Shit, you put Io on the Knicks, Tibbs might start him.
Where?
Brunson might.
Yeah, top 5 point guard in the league coming off the bench. That's crazy. It's crazy. Best point guard in the East coming off the bench. CJ Cole says Io greater than McBride.
CJ knows. CJ knows.
CJ knows ball?
He knows ball.
CJ? No ball, dude?
You got me, CJ.
What do you think of Porzingis?
Porzingis. I mean, dude, I was shocked. He averaged damn near 24 a game this past season. Can he score in the playoffs? Is my question.
Is he a winning player?
Yeah, like all these guys on the Wizards, like, oh, Kuz averaged 20, Porzingis averaged 24, Beal averaged. Why were they nowhere near the playoffs?
I have concerns about Porzingis. Is he a 5 or a 4?
Yeah, probably a 4.
If he's a 4, I'm putting in a pick and roll all day with another 4. I don't know.
Yeah, true. Porzingis could be one of the. I mean, we've seen Gobert get hunted on pick and rolls in the playoffs, and he's one of the better defenders we've seen.
Johnson U says, is McBride still under contract? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Ahmed says, thank you for all you do for Knicks and Giants Nation. Ahmed, I appreciate you, Brody. I appreciate you. My man Goat Rider came in with a $50 super chat. I'm going to do a beer shotgun. I'm doing a beer shotgun for my man Ghost Rider. We're at $155 in super chats, which means we're $71 away from taking the lead.
Yeah.
$71 away from taking the lead against 76ers now by Chat Sports.
We're doing it.
If we beat 76ers now, I'm making Seeps get up here and we're doing another beer shot fun race.
Let's do it.
And Trizzy Trace, he's doing a beer funnel, a beer bong.
A bong.
Trace is doing a beer bong if we get to 226.
It's Chicago coming out of you.
Oh, beer bong. Oh, bong. Oh, beer bomb. All righty. Here we go. Beer shot fun race. Let's roll.
To the Goat Rider.
If you're subscribed to the channel right now, I need you to type me in the comment section. Seeps will give you some shout outs. Dude, I got bad heartburn right now. Fuck. What did we have for lunch?
Payway.
Yeah, that damn Payway's got giving me heartburn. Sheesh. Stop ordering bullshit, Chugs. I'm going to be honest. That Payway sucked. Payway sucks. I don't. It should have been for me. Dude, Payway stinks. What's the other one? Not Payway. It's a place just like it, like fast food,
Like meat on rice.
Chinese food.
Panda Express?
Panda Express is shitting on Payway. Panda Express would sweep Payway in a series. Alrighty.
All right, here we go. Type me if you guys are subscribed. We got Bill in the chat saying me, and I'm not even a basketball fan. I'm just here for you, LOL. That's why Bill's a real one. Did you take Imani because of the upside? Imani's an interesting prospect.
Holy shit.
Closing in, guys. 225, 71 away.
Dude, Payway sucked today.
I still left mine. Now I'm kind of a little scared to eat it tonight.
What'd you get?
I got the orange chicken on rice. What'd you get?
Some hot honey chicken. It was just hot ass is what it was.
Some hot honey chicken. That shit was hot.
It was terrible, dude. It was the best part of lunch today when we got Payway was the fortune cookie.
Yeah?
Yeah. Johnson Yu says, I will be so disappointed if we see on draft night the Minnesota Timberwolves have completed a trade to send Karl Anthony Towns to New York for RJ, Obi, Evan, and multiple first-round picks.
That would be hilarious. How much in shambles would you be? Like, with that contract he brings, like...
Fuck the contract. The mindset he brings. He's a loser.
He is a loser.
Karl Anthony Towns is a loser.
Like him saying the Timberwolves playoff run.
When I retire, people are going to talk about me, about changing the game. No, they're not. There will never be a person in this world that says Karl Anthony Towns changed the game of basketball. That will never be said.
That would never come out in any conversation.
I did the power ranking of the trade targets. Karl Anthony Towns was number 5 on my list. I don't want to touch Karl Anthony Towns.
And plus, if you trade for him, you're done making moves.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be.
I'm out on Townsy. I'm out. F that. F that noise.
Yeah, cactus. I don't know.
Dude, this heartburn's killing me. Whew.
Probably just unloaded all that sodium in that payway.
Seriously. Sheesh. No more payway. Levi's the best says, do you take Imani Bates because of the upside? What do you think of Imani Bates?
He's interesting. What could he be, though, in the NBA? Like, I feel like he's a good pickup hooper. Like, I feel like a guy you're taking in the second round has to be specifically good at one thing, could kind of fit into a role. He doesn't really do one thing really, really well. But he does everything, like, okay to below average.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Special talent, I mean.
Is the upside worth it in the 40s or 50s?
Probably. I mean, how many second-round picks normally end up? Say that in the Finals MVP was taken in the second round.
And Jalen Brunson.
And Jalen Brunson.
Oh, CP.
Jalen Brunson going second round after what he did in college is a fucking show.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. CPJ says Bates is definitely a developmental pick. Yeah, like,
Definitely.
Let's say pick 55 is on the board, and the Knicks can buy pick 55 for like $1 million or so bucks. And they go draft Imani Bates, I'm going to kind of be hype about that.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Like, let him play for the Westchester Knicks for all of next season.
Yeah.
Let him go dominate Summer League. Let him get his confidence up.
Get some weight on him. He's a little frail.
Yeah, like, is he ever going to be that star in the NBA? Probably not, but like.
Could he be Michael Porter Jr.?
That would be best case scenario, right?
Yeah, that would probably be his max.
Could he be a Karis LeVert one day?
Yeah. I mean, he was the #1 recruit in that recruiting class.
Yeah. And look, you a second round pick, that's kind of worth it.
And it's also like, you turn on his tape, it's a bunch of Eastern Michigan basketball. It's kind of tough to.
Joel 820 New York Knicks says Karl Towns or Al Horford for the best Dominican player ever. Al Horford is so much more accomplished than Karl Anthony Towns.
Even right now, I'd probably take Towns way better player right now.
Yes, obviously Towns has more talent, but when you're talking about like
Winning.
a winning player, Al Horford is one of the most winning centers of all time.
He can fit a role perfectly.
I love Al Horford.
He's honestly not that bad of a defender when he gets switched on to guys.
And he used to be a great defender. A guy that I kind of want a center that I've never really talked about on this channel, never even said this to Seeps. A center that I've always had my eyes on was, I'm blanking on his name, Wendell Carter.
Oh, Wendell.
I like Wendell Carter. He kind of gives me Al Horford vibes.
Oh, you guys want a Wendell Carter story right now?
Wait, wasn't he a Bull?
He was a Bull.
Let's get some. You got some juice?
Actually, no. This is an off-there conversation. This is an off-there, just in case. No, I like Wendell. He's had a good run here.
Is he a weirdo?
He's a weirdo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Like a foot fetish or something?
Nah, he's a big. Well, I'll tell you.
Wow, Seeps won't spill the beans. If we get to $226 in super chats, Seeps is spilling the beans. I like Wendell Carter. I don't know what freaky stuff that he likes,
He's
but
just a little weird with the chicks.
A little weird.
with a couple of,
he's not a butt. Never mind. We won't talk about it. I just like the all-around game that Wendell Carter has. He can pop out and shoot some threes.
He can put the ball on the deck a little bit too.
Good defensive guy. Like 15 points this year, almost 9 rebounds, and just under 3 assists.
That's solid.
Why did y'all trade him? Oh, he was part of the Vooch trade? Why'd y'all do that? Who else was in that deal?
Picks.
So it was Carter and Picks.
2 firsts.
2 firsts and Carter for Vooch? Vooch blows.
Oh, he was the piece to get us over the hump.
What hump?
I don't know, Mark. The Bulls haven't made a lot of good decisions as of late.
It's all right.
The Bulls have been a very poorly run franchise.
All righty. Are we just going to take this L? Are we taking the L against 76ers now? Is that what we're doing? If so, that's okay. But
If we take the L right now, we better blow them out of the water on Thursday.
that is true. That is true. I'm going to put... Oh! We're right there. We're right there, ladies and gentlemen. CPJ with the $50 super chat.
We're 15 away.
We're 15 away from beating the crusty-ass 76ers Now channel. CPJ says, much love to the chat and the channel. Y'all keep it up. Let's shock the world next season, fellas. Let's win a ring.
Hell yeah.
Let's win a ring. Let's do it. Let's start building the statue for Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. Finals MVP, Jalen Brunson. We did it.
We did it.
We did
it. The real ones came through in the clutch. The real ones did it. CPJ, freaking love you, Brody. We'll chop it up later, my man. I can't wait for Thursday. Oh! OG! OG in the building. Oh, my God. Wait. Clap it up.
Yeah, good
Clap
stuff,
it up.
fellas. Good stuff, fellas.
Let's go. Chase Sr.,
He's
Ligma. He's going to be in shambles. Ligma Sr., Ligma. Johnson U, $5 super chat. He says, make sure y'all don't announce the Knicks are drafting Wemby like the lottery mistake.
Are we serious?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was a test.
It was a test. It was a test.
I don't even remember the draft lottery.
I'm going to be honest. I think that's been scrubbed from the internet. So
That never happened.
Never happened. Oh, man.
This bastard, Johnson, you.
Was that our worst moment on air?
I think it was our best moment. I think we're going to learn from our mistakes now.
That was bad.
That was
I thought we had the pick. He's like, y'all know you didn't get the pick, right? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, we figured that.
That was bad. The thing is, only the real ones know about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Johnson, you. Like, he knows about it.
CPJ says Cap. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Maybe y'all were dreaming or something. Maybe they were dreaming.
We weren't even live for the lottery.
No, no live.
Remember.
We weren't live at all. Nope. I can guarantee we won't announce Victor Wembanyama to the Knicks.
Yeah, we won't.
I feel pretty strongly about that one. No Wemby to the Knicks, unfortunately.
Johnson, that's freaking awesome.
Johnson, that was fair. That was fair.
You won.
You win that one. As Go Rider comes in with a 20. We're getting blasted in the comments. Ghost Rider, a.k.a. the Goat Rider, with a $20 super chat. Shout out to you. Yo, CPJ, chill, boss.
CPJ,
chill, bro. Chill, bro. Sheesh. Our bosses watch this show.
Yeah, boss just walked in. It was like, he almost fired you guys.
Oh, Lordy. Ghost Rider, we appreciate you. Then, the man, the myth, the legend, OG, coming in the building, says, Knicks chat for the win. We're the best chat in the world. That's what it is. Shout out to OG, a legend in the flesh. And then Robert Rodriguez! chat.
Double R.
Double R in the building. Rob Rodriguez with the 50-piece. Bang! Seeps, I said it. If we got to $500 in super chats today, I would do a beer boot. And I didn't think it was a possibility. It's actually almost a reality at this point. We're at $315 in super chats. I said if we got to 500, I'd do a boot. I haven't done one of these in a while. I actually think the last time I did one of these, my stomach was messed up for a week. But I'm down. I'm down. I don't ever back down. I don't ever back down. If we get to 500, I'm doing a beer boot for everybody. We'll do 3 happy dads in here, and I'll chug that. We're about 185 away. Still got a ways to go. We'll keep the live show rolling as long as you guys want us to roll. But, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Let's ride. Oh! Robert Rodriguez, a $200 super chat. Bang! Rob Rodriguez, a legend. Shout out to Rob. Robert comes in and shuts it down. Rob Rodriguez. I'm still kind of upset I didn't go to Miami to go watch the Knicks games with Rob, but I will tell you this much. If I saw the Knicks play like that in person, I would be irate. I would be insufferable. I wouldn't be able to. You would have hated me, Rob. You would have hated me. Holy freaking shit. Rob Rodriguez, a legend in the building. All right. This is what we're going to do. Step 1. Can someone hook me up with a Happy Dad boot? Thank you. Step 2. Trace, do you want to race CP? And then I'll close it out with a boot as well. Yes. So we'll do that. We'll do a shot fun race. We'll do the boot. I'll go force myself maybe to throw up as I've got terrible heartburn right now. Dude, Payway was terrible on the way down. It's going to be even worse on the way up. It's going to be even worse on the way up. If you want it like that, there it is. If not, do what you do. Rob Rodriguez, a $200 super chat. Shout out to everybody that's been in the building today. You guys are freaking legends, man. Like, the fact that it's our job sometimes is kind of freaking wild. So, Rob, you freaking. I'm freaking juiced for Thursday, man. Knicks are trading for Levine on Thursday.
Buy a pick.
Let's go. Buy a pick, Knicks. Let's go. Shout out to the dads, the happy dads out there. Hope you guys had a good Father's Day, too.
We all starting at the same time?
If y'all want to clearly win, sure. But y'all can do it. Johnson News says is the new guy, Trace. You guys know Trace.
I'm not new. I've been here for 2 years.
Trace has been on the freaking show a lot.
I wore my Knicks blue today because they were going live.
Is this guy new, Trace? Come on. You guys know Trizzy. All righty. Levi's the best says I'm going to tune in during the draft. We will be live on Thursday for the draft. And we have 2 giveaway items as well. Not 1, but 2. All righty. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Chug, 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 chug. Let's go, Mars. Let's go, Mars. Let's go, Mars. Chug that shit. Chug that shit. Chug that shit. Hey! What a legend.
Woo! Ah. Holy shit. That was such a... Woo! Yeah, Trace is a machine. Oh, much better. Dude. Wow. Trace Gerard just said he will do a beer bong in 4 or less seconds if we get a $50 super chat. But if he doesn't, he's got to do another one. Deal. He's in. A little raising the stakes a little bit. Dude, my stomach's in shambles. Holy.
Payway in the boot.
Dude, Chugs, no more Payway, dude.
Done with Payway.
Payway sucks. Oh my God. Asia Roberson is in the building. Asia, what the hell is up, Asia? I hope all is well. I miss seeing you in the chat all the time. Glad to see you. Sorry the Mets aren't doing too good this year. But we appreciate you guys. Asia says her birthday was yesterday. I see some people in the chat asking what we were drinking. We were drinking some Happy Dads. There were like 8 in here before the show. Now there's nothing. Now there's nothing. I know you're not a Mets fan, but you work at the stadium. It's just probably better when they're winning.
Oh, the vibes.
The vibes are better when they're winning. Happy birthday to Asia. Rob, much love, Rob. You know what it is. Rob Rod, you're a legend, as always. We got a lot of freaking legends in the building right now.
We can look at our victory.
Honestly, I didn't think that this was possible at one point.
Oh, I didn't think we had.
I thought we had it now.
This is a sweep.
This is a sweep.
Maybe a gentleman's sweep. We'll give him a gentleman's sweep.
That's what we just did. We just fisted the competition. I don't know if I can say that. Oh, we did, though. We did.
We just got it done. We just got it done.
Everybody type HBD in the chat for Asia. Let's freaking go. Asia is a legend. Asia is a GOAT here at New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports, and New York Giants Now by Chat Sports, and New York Yankees Now by Chat Sports, which
You're a real one.
I think we're about to heat up the Yankees Now coverage.
Oh, shit.
I think we're bringing it back. Bringing it back. Dude, you know, like, when your stomach is just flexed?
Yeah.
Like, it literally feels like I've just done, like, 1,000 abs. I got to bend over. Pause. Oh, my lordy.
Oh, shit.
Shout out to Asia. I hope you had a great birthday. Hope you're feeling the love. I hope the family is okay. What a live show.
Great show.
What a show today.
Good content.
I thought it was good content.
It was great content.
I thought it was. I got in my bag this morning. I came out, pushed out a Giants video, and I was like, let's get a good show for the real ones today. Oh, dude.
It's a good flow.
All righty. What do we want to do here? Is it just time to go? It might be time to go. All right, let's do it. Let's do something out of here. Reminder to all 150 people still watching, as Rob Rod gave a happy birthday to Asia. That's electric. That's electric.
Let's go, Double R. We need all hands on deck on Thursday.
Dude.
We're going for records. All right, let's wrap.
I'm struggling.
Everybody be there Thursday. We'll bring our A game. It's going to be a ton of fun. We'll be live at 6 p.m. Eastern.
We will be live, what he said, 6 p.m. Eastern. Leon Rose, wake up, you geriatric POS. Let's go. Make a move. Make a move. Let's go.
All right.
Do y'all even know what geriatric means? Just means old. Just means old.
It just means old.
I almost said you geriatric F word, but I didn't. Let's go, Leon. Make the Knicks great again. Make the Knicks great, comma, again. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we're signing off. We'll see you Thursday. Be there, be square.